In today's video, I want to talk about why saving for coffee is making you broke. Alright, so I'm on my way to get some coffee. If you haven't tried Cafe Suda, that came from Finn Smith, you haven't lived life yet. So today, I'm going to show you guys on how to live life. Shades on because of all the haters.
I'ma take a bougie ass to Rodale when they let her pick up whatever she want.
Let's run it. So this coffee right here, in total, $7.39. There's this very interesting paradigm that I want to share to you because it served me. And I'm 22 years old. I drive a pretty decent car. I drive a Audi S4 2020. Nothing too crazy. And then I work online. I make, what, 10, 20K a month. My peak in a single month, I've made 50. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm just giving you a context about why saving money on merely a coffee is making you broke. So there's this book that I highly recommend you guys to pick. It's actually two books. So number one, Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. And number two is Principles by Ray Dalio. So why am I buying a coffee where I could just make it on my own? It's probably pretty simple to make. It's probably nothing too crazy. Majority of people would say, oh, that's like such a bad financial decision. Oh, that's like, you could have saved that and invest into your Roth IRA. There's this part of community, or there's this community, or you probably heard him. It's like the old bald head guy who's saying everybody that the only way you can retire at your 40s is by saving every single penny you have and not spending anything, not going on vacations, and literally depriving yourself from experiencing life. And obviously, the reason why I'm recommending these two books to you guys is even though like I make some money, a decent amount of money for my age, there's so much more smarter people than me. And I want to share to you guys some of the knowledge and where I got those information and that put me on where I'm at now, right? So, number one, the paradigm of people who are broke. There are two different mindsets. They are abundant mindsets and there's scarcity mindset. So if you yourself want to actually make a lot of money and live the life you want, you have to ask yourself this question. What type of individual am I? You know, how would I act? What are my daily routine? What are my characteristics, right? All of these things. The reason why it's extremely important to have a understanding and clarity on all of these things is it gives you a baseline on how to act and what to work towards to. And you can also know where you're starting off. For example, right now, maybe you don't have any, you know, you're really penny pinching. You have a scarcity mindset, meaning like, oh, you worry about the resources that you have in your life. But you have to understand that paradigm or that belief does not serve you to become successful. And it's as simple as just buying a coffee for $6.25. Say if you're making $1 million a month or whatever it is, like absurd, right? Are you really going to penny pinch? Are you really going to do that? That's the paradigm that you have to operate in if you truly want to get to that reality. The majority of you, and it's not even your fault, and this is like my long life belief, especially in the culture I am in, oh, always get the cheap stuff, always get, you know, what's the cheapest option that you have here? Oh, is there something that's like affordable but still decent, right? Which is not bad, right? Sometimes there are some just absurd, you know, price tags out there, but majority of the time, that conditioning that happened to you growing up is not affecting you on the outcome of being successful. So now you might be wondering, Elijah, how does that affect me on being successful? Well, if you think that your resources are limited, and if you think that, you know, you're constantly thinking about, oh, I don't have this enough, then I have another book for you. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it talks about your servo mechanism, right? And in this book, it outlines on why, like your servo mechanism, your mind and your subconscious mind it'll just gravitate towards all the things that you set yourself to do. So if you can imagine a missile, like a rocket, like an RPG with a guided RPG, it's the same thing with your mind, right? So if you set yourself to find something, it's going to naturally gravitate towards that very specific goal that you set yourself to do. And sometimes you subconsciously train yourself to find scarcity in your life. So what's the difference between a person who is successful and the person who is not successful but has the same opportunity vehicle? For example, maybe right now you're pursuing a goal and someone in the same industry as you is more successful than you. Then you have to go to the root cause of why is that. You have to ask that question. And 99.9% of the time, it's because of their outlook of life. That's the only difference. If you're trying to create wealth, you need to constantly find evidence of why, like, okay, what are the things that I need to do? What are the things to make this work out? And majority of the time, you're the one who's withholding your success. And even just the language that you use to yourself, right? It's very important on how you speak and your outlook in life. Two people can be in the same vehicle and they have a two different outcome of their results. So am I saying that you should go to your parents right now or the people who raised you, hey, you're the reason why I cannot become successful because you imposed to me all of the limiting beliefs when I grew up? Here's the thing, that's not my main intention, right? My main intention is for you to understand that your outlook in life can be one way, but in reality, you have to operate in abundance. So that begs the question, is saving $6.25 on an iced coffee gonna make you wealthy? Is it going to be the pathway for you to become financially free? That question will put you in a rabbit hole where you're gonna start asking these questions. Who gave me that idea? Why am I penny pinching for a couple dollars so I can give myself some type of pleasure on just simply an iced coffee? And maybe you might know someone that might need to hear that right now, and if you think they might need to hear this message right here, send this video to them. And as always, be a creator, not a consumer. Create something today that will inspire you and others. Enjoy your iced coffee.